Hey guys, and welcome back to my second unpopular opinions video. Since you guys enjoyed my last one, I've decided to make an even more controversial video. As always, timestamps are in the pinned comment and description, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. NCT Hollywood is a great idea. I've seen so much backlash towards SM entertainment, which I am actually quite surprised by. Isn't the goal of NCT to have many different and unique subunits which promote globally? NCT Hollywood is the first move by SM that I think truly matches the intentions they had while creating NCT. The one problem here is that NCT is a 5-year-old group already, and so far the only country-based unit we've had is Wave, their Chinese unit. This is not impressive at all on SM's part, since SM has been doing Chinese units for their boy group since Super Junior M and most notably with the EXO-M. Not to mention that Wave debuted 3 years after NCT 127 and NCT Dream, which is a lot of time to waste. Therefore I am really excited to see what SM will bring with NCT Hollywood. Maybe they will finally live up to their neo-culture name and create an innovative concept. Pop is also a growing market in Western countries like the US, and an all-English pop group will be interesting to see. The way they promote will be interesting too. Since there are no music shows, I'm excited. Maybe we will also see NCT Japan soon. Side note, this is in no way discrediting the NCT groups already debuted. I just think that the whole concept has not been used to its full potential. Cringeworthy English lyrics in pop do not bother me. I've noticed that a lot of people have a hard time enjoying a song if the lyrics are off to them, which is completely understandable. But for me personally, I just kind of tune it out. When I listen to pop songs, I don't really take time to process the lyrics, and it has become a habit. I don't know any Korean, so I just blindly listen to the tune and the way it sounds. Even when I know the lyrics, whilst singing aloud, I don't pick up on the fact that it could sound really cheesy or weird. For example, in Call Me Baby by EXO, I never really realized how dumb the lyrics were. Never don't mind about a thing has to be the funniest lyric in the song, but the more I think about these dumb lyrics, I start to like them too, even after I realize they are silly. So they lyrics either go in one ear and out the other, or they become iconic, like in So Hot Blackpink's remix, Your Crib Could Fit in My Crib became iconic. These next two are about paving the way in America. Firstly, I want to say that I do not mean to degrade Psy as an artist or a person, or diminish his personal legacy or career. I am also not saying Gangnam Style isn't iconic, because it is. Nowadays I see a lot of pop stans say X didn't pave the way for pop in the US. It was Psy Gangnam Style. Everybody say thank you to Gangnam Style for pop being popular in the US. This just isn't true. Gangnam Style blew up because it was a meme song with a funny dance and was catchy with funny lyrics. It was played on the radio and on TV because of how insanely viral it went. People were obsessed for maybe a year, and that was it. Sure, some tuned in for Gentleman too, but it didn't have the same impact. It just wasn't taken seriously as music, and if you ask most people, they don't know that Gangnam Style is pop if they have no wider knowledge. From what some pop stans say, you'd think that after Gangnam Style went viral, a pop renaissance happened in the US, which didn't happen. Gangnam Style went viral, and that was it. It's not like pop became mainstream after it. Some people didn't even know what language it was in at the time. It was a meme song, like What Does the Fox Say, and the Selfie song. So, it's inaccurate to pretend that this song made pop famous in the US when it didn't. Pop didn't become well known until years later. The public just liked the song casually. They didn't care about pop as a genre or industry. Maybe it's different for others, but none of my friends and family took the song seriously. I love Psy's discography and what he is doing with P Nation though. Another point, BTS did not pave the way. I always see stans talking about how they paved the way, just bringing up album sales, video views and other accolades. This does not mean anything. Paving the way means allowing other groups and soloists to also be successful, following in their footsteps. They haven't had any groups follow them in international popularity yet. You could compare it to some big corporations. Did Amazon pave the way for e-commerce? No, they did not. eBay walked so Amazon could run. You could bring up Jeff Bezos' net worth, but that does not prove that he paved the way. Only Amazon is growing, and making sure nobody else can dominate. With Apple, they did pave the way for a market in smartphones. In 2008 with the iPhone, they had great sales, and other companies followed with similar smartphones. Although they own a huge market share, they sure did open doors for technology to evolve. Now with BTS, the fact they came from an underground company is not proof enough to say they paved the way. They are like Tesla. We cannot tell if Tesla paved the way for other electronic cars yet, as they are too new. Bringing up sales figures does not prove a point. We haven't seen any big pop international groups follow BTS, therefore they didn't pave the way. If in the future we do notice that top groups are not from big three companies, we could say they paved the way for that. BTS being invited to huge award shows like BBMAS. Now, that's an amazing accolade, but it's not proof of BTS paving the way unless other groups in the future do the same. So far none of that has happened, and therefore we don't know if BTS has paved the way yet for sure. Some may say it's not BTS' job to make other groups succeed, which is true, but if groups after BTS don't end up successful, then no matter what they do, you simply can't say they paved the way. What we do know is that they probably have paved the way in some aspects, which will reveal itself in the future if it hasn't already. But you can never say that any single group has paved the way as a whole. Overall, they have potential to pave the way. Why does this conversation matter? Because when groups' careers are over and all they have left is the legacy they left, will they be known to be like Amazon, who took over the entire market and left no room for others to eat? Or have a legacy like Apple, who paved the way for smartphones? Right now, BTS is kind of like Tesla. It's clear that they are in the process of potentially paving the way. But Tesla can still end up being the only electric car distributor and basically owning a monopoly on the market, thus not paving the way. Or maybe in the future, electric cars become the standard due to Tesla paving the way. But today we still can't say for sure if Tesla paved the way. Anyways, thank you to my friend for helping with this one. On the Ground is better than Solo and Gone. I've seen so many blinks and my friends too say that On the Ground was a horrible song and just generally express their distaste in the song. But let's do a comparison, in which I'll show you why On the Ground was an amazing song. The vocals. Firstly, Rosé's vocals were heavenly. The pre-chorus with I worked my whole life etc. was chill-inducing. Meanwhile, Solo felt a bit boring, and the chorus was underwhelming vocally. The pre-chorus was also the best part in Solo. Rap-wise, the only thing we can compare is part of On the Ground's chorus, in which Rosé said she felt she was rapping in. I felt like Solo could have had a better rap and could have been more rap-driven, as in the show Jennie showed us her amazing self-written rap, which elevated the song. The new dance break from the show was also needed. Dance-wise, they were both really simple. Rosé's more hand-heavy and Jennie's just really simple, although I think that Rosé's dance was really tasteful, especially with the use of background dancers. Although the chorus dance of Solo is iconic, but that was the only killing part of the dance. Trophies. Rosé got 6 trophies, and won by a margin, but Jennie swung out peaked. Music videos. The music video for Solo was just amazing, and so was On the Ground. YG always knows how to do a music video. Lyrics. The deal sealer is lyrics. On the Ground was much more personal than Solo. Wish that we could have heard writer and producer Jennie like we did in Lovesick Girls and Solo the show version. Everything about On the Ground's lyrics made me want to cry and smile at the same time. I'm way up in the clouds, and they say I've made it now, but I figured it out. Everything I need is On the Ground is just too nice to ignore. Overall, On the Ground was a tasteful song. Production-wise, I don't know why people didn't like the chorus of On the Ground. It was amazing. The heavy synth hits so hard. Hyunjin looks best with his short black hair. I know stays are about to come for me, but please go back to your short black hair. Hyunjin. I think this is pretty unpopular because ever since he grew his hair out, his popularity has grown massively, and there have been so many people that got sucked into the fandom because of how he looked during God's Menu era. Don't get me wrong, he looks absolutely stunning even now. His visuals are always good, but in my opinion his best hair era was during Double Knot. I would say the short black hair was better suited to his features. Leave the long hair to Yuji. LOL. No hate towards his long hair, by the way. Also, side note, his long blonde hair was his worst hairstyle. Fight me. Blonde is not his color. BTS is not as popular in America as people think. A collab opinion with my Instagram friends. Maybe this is popular, but I think this is unpopular because I constantly see TWT and Reddit armies brag about the number one and dismissing anyone who complains about it not being an organic hit. Most number ones on Billboard have gotten that far mostly because they have been well received by the general public in the West, not accounting for chart manipulation, Billboard data screw-ups, payolas etc. However, Butter is more reflective of the dedication of the fanbase, rather than how people overall are enjoying Butter as a single. It has lower radio plays and streams than the other songs in the top 10. I'm sure this is not a secret to anyone. The way Butter dropped as soon as armies concentrated on buying PTD instead is quite indicative of how reliant Butter was on sales. Having loyal fans shows how good their music is. While I agree that BTS has built a very loyal fan base for making good music and being spectacular performers, the dedication of armies, which is impressive, is not indicative of the popularity of their songs. Billboard is fine with it, so we'll keep doing it. Yet, this is mostly Billboard's fault for even letting this loophole exist, but it's still frustrating to see fans abuse it. If you found a way to glitch through the map in a multiplayer game, you'd probably win, but you're obviously also ruining any chance for the other players. Why not just let their music speak for itself? Overall, I think that to be popular you need to be having great numbers in all categories and liked by the general public. I also know that it is hard for pop idols to break into the US market due to homophobia and racism etc., but the BTS English trilogy is not representative of their wider discography. So, is this how we want to introduce the West to the pop market? Will BTS be accepted without their stans having to force-feed songs to ignorant Western listeners with these massive album sales? I don't know, but I just wished pop could chart the way the rest of the songs on BB100 do, without needing the extra push from sales. Karina is a better rapper than Giselle. This probably comes down to the style of the latest aespa music. I just feel like Giselle didn't sound that strong of a rapper in Next Level. In her Sync project, her flow and tone was amazing, but it lacked a next level. I think Karina has better flow than Giselle. Giselle tries too hard to catch up to the beat, and you can hear this in her Tia Tamara rap and her Sync rap as well. Karina is way more clear and has better flow. Karina can enunciate the words better, probably as Korean is her native language, and has more texture to her voice. It varies more. Giselle sounded a bit soft. I'm not sure how to put it. Just listen to her Tia Tamara cover. This is unpopular as people think Giselle is the best female rapper in SM, but there probably isn't enough discography to judge. So I'll say that Karina was a better rapper in Next Level. It's a style problem so far. Jip's Whisper in Alcohol Free was good. I love the whisper. I don't get the hate. I actually find it really nostalgic and iconic, and it really makes the song more memorable in my opinion. I get that some people might not like Park Jin-young, but I actually find that whisper really iconic, and it brings me really good memories from the past groups that had it. It is kinda like the company's watermark LOL. I really love it. Thank you for listening and watching so diligently. If you made it this far, please like and comment your thoughts, and subscribing would motivate me to make more content like this, just for you. Enjoy your day. Bye.